Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. College Bowl action, Iowa versus Tennessee. Bryan, you look at this Iowa team. They started the season well. They won 5 of their first 6 games. Looked like they were going to be a good team, but they limped to the finish line over the last 6 weeks, going just 2-4 straight up. And again, some of those losses, though, were to the better teams in the Big Ten. So you really don't know where to gauge Iowa. They're better than they finished the season, but they're not as good as what we saw at the beginning of the season when they were playing a soft out-of-conference schedule.
Iowa, to me, has been basically the same team over the last decade. Kirk Ferentz has got a team that he gets a good amount of play out of his players. I think they overperform, but they're not able to step up to that next level. They're not up to the Michigan State level. They're not to the Ohio State level. And I think this is the way this team has been this year, similar to that. They played teams that they should have beaten, and they didn't. And they played teams that they should have lost to, and they were able to play them well. So it's a typical Iowa team in my regard. Obviously, the defense carries the load. The offense struggles. More of a running team. Just typical what you expect to get out of Iowa.
Well, and you really set the table well for me here, and I know you like to set the table.
Doesn't last long if I do that for you, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But this Iowa team, if you look just at the last few games and look at the scores of the games they were involved in, and this is something that's dangerous. If all you're doing is looking, oh, look at this team, that game's totaled 60 points, this game totaled 65, and then you look at the total and you see a total of 52, the knee-jerk reaction is going to be, oh, this thing's going over the total. But they were playing teams that could manhandle them. They were playing a Wisconsin at the end of the season. They played a Nebraska at the end of the season, where those teams were able to run over them.
Running teams.
Yeah, and kept the game going. And then Iowa had to pick up the tempo to play from behind in those games, so you get a higher scoring game. Now dropping back down in class to a team, I know we're going to an SEC team, but we're not going to one of the teams that was on the upper echelon of the SEC, but we're playing a Tennessee team that's got a great offensive line that I think will be able to dominate the line of scrimmage here, not to the degree of a Wisconsin or a Nebraska, but they're going to be able to dominate and move the ball, but they're going to move the ball slower instead of a Wisconsin that, you got a guy that could break, a 20-yard gain like nothing. Tennessee is going to grind it out but keep the clock moving.
Yeah, Tennessee hasn't been one of the elite teams in a while, but this is a young team that's getting better. The offense, I believe, is getting better as the season goes on. Defense, they still got a way to go defensively, but they have played well in certain games. So it's a sort of a matchup situation for Tennessee. But yeah, I like your thinking here. I think this will be a lower scoring game. The matchups would dictate that, at least in my mind.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that this is a game that Tennessee is going to want to go out, run the ball, protect their defense, try to dominate a smaller Iowa team. And like I said, I like this offensive line for Tennessee, and I think that's the key to the game. And I am going to go ahead and play this one under the total. And I know in college football you always hold your breath playing unders because, you could have a game where you're dead on and you got it. It's a 20-17 game, and you nailed that under. And that team kicks that late field goal and ties it up at 20-20, and then you just shake your head later, and you're somewhere having a beer talking about a bad beat later. But this one, I got to go ahead and take the under, and barring overtime, I think we're in good shape with the under in this one. And that's going to be my play here. Take the Tennessee-Iowa game. Not going to be a flashy one on the card that day, but they don't have to be flashy when you go to the window and cash the winning ticket, and that's what it's about. We're going to go under 52. And guys, a couple things for you. A weekend all-access package, $69. Get everything for the weekend for that price. And I want to tell you, I've got the under in this game. Somebody next to me actually has a play in this game. It's one of your contest plays. We're going to wish you luck with it. And Bryan was gracious enough to put plays in the forum for us. If you head over to wagertalk.com, check out the forums. Bryan put his plays for the contest, and right now, your opponent is already done because he's a guy that plays only NFL, so he had to put all of his plays in last week. He finished at 4-3. He's in the clubhouse waiting on you as we're taping this, and we're taping on Christmas week, day before Christmas here. So you've got 2 of your plays in already, and you're a winner in both. So we're going to wish you the best of luck. Let's just get those next 3 out of the way right away.
There you go.
Get the win, and I'll be waiting for you at the Golden Nugget when you pick up that check. We'll just go up the street, have a steak. I'll let you pick which one. You can go to Golden Nugget. They got a nice steakhouse. No.
Sizzler?
No. They're all out of business, sir. All right. He's Bryan Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We want to wish everybody a happy new year. Plenty of winners, health, wealth, prosperity for 2015. And definitely we want to, from myself, from Bryan, the entire staff at Wager Talk, thank you for making 2014 a good year for us in our first year, actually our first 4 months. We're looking forward to a huge 2015, and it's all thanks to you guys, so we appreciate that. We'll be back after the new year with videos from Bryan and myself. Thanks for watching.